I'm your host, Welcome to 23. You're joining me for Elementalists, Chapter 18, Blood Moon. Rafe's maniacal laughter fades as you and Atlas rise towards the opening in the ceiling. You fight against your binds, but they're too tight. Damn it, Rafe. You won't get away with this. It isn't over yet. The platform stops on the rooftop, where a thunderstorm rages. An enormous device radiating volatile energy points down at you. It's Rafe's machine. The one he said will steal all of our power. Let us go! A flash of lightning hits the machine, and it shoots a beam of red energy over you and Atlas. Ah! The light fades to a single thin beam that starts to slowly pull your magic out of you. You feel yourself weakening, nausea overcoming you.
Well, you aren't dead. At last, my machine works as intended.
Rafe emerges onto the rooftop, a sadistic smile warping his face. You try to draw upon your magic, but can barely sense it. Gonna pass out. No, Atlas, hold on. You strain against your bindings, but the effort saps your strength further. Don't weaken yourself, idiot.
Oh, Atlas, you always were a slippery little eel. Seeing you so weak is nothing short of a delight.
Comes closer, grinning down at the both of you. You haven't unlocked the solar flare spell. I learned it from Krillin, though. No, I'm kidding. I wish there was something I could do.
I've waited years for this moment, and finally my patience will repay me. The refractionary power will be mine.
He reaches for the machine. No, you don't. Rafe's arm falls lifelessly to his side as though he's lost on muscle function. Professor Swan appears on the rooftop, her hair windswept, magic crackling in her palms. Professor Swan? Ezekiel, Atlas, I'm so sorry it took me so long.
Don't interfere!
Rafe launches a wave of rust-tinged darkness at Professor Swan, but she parries it with similar magic. Sinister energy ripples over the rooftop, giving you goosebumps. Rafe narrows his eyes at her, his deadened arm flapping grotesquely.
So, you use the forbidden art as well?
Professor, was that blood magic? It was, and it's about time I put my attunement to good use. You're really a blood-at? Kinda knew it, actually. That's why you're so good at both sun and moon magic. You're like superpowered. In your relief, you momentarily forget your weakness. Rafe scoffs, his lips twisting into a hideous smirk.
I would be impressed by this revelation, Professor, but unlike you, I haven't been restraining my power for years.
His deadened arm comes back to life. He launches, roiling crimson waves of magic at her. They slice through the air with a shrieking whistle that sets your teeth on edge. Professor Swan bats his attack aside with a fierce gust of wind drawn from the storm. Rafe sidesteps the attack, and Professor Swan uses a chance to quickly unleash a series of spells towards the machine, sapping your strength.
Very clever, but you won't free them that easily.
Rafe reroutes her spells, twisting them to a thick rope of magic that darkens and warps, as though corrupted. He launches the magic back at Professor Swan with twice the power.
Ah!
You can only watch in horror as they pummel each other. Each time their spells collide, the air fills with metallic smell of blood. Professor Swan dives out of the way of a wave of crimson and aims a lightning-fast tendril of shimmering magic at the machine. Hang on, I'll get you out of there! The spell connects, splintering the glass bulb where your stolen magic swirls around. Rafe lets out a howl of rage. While he grows more frenzied, Professor Swan grows quicker. She dodges and weaves around his attacks, features hardened in absolute concentration. I may have been restraining my powers, Rafe, but a murderer like you couldn't hope to wield blood magic as it's meant to be used. As soon as she spots an opening, she fires another spell at the machine. This should do it. The spell connects and cracks spread across the entire bulb. Sparks shoot out wildly. Yes, I think. But the bulb doesn't break. Rafe dissolves into cackles.
Once again, Professor, I'm unimpressed. No surprises here, though. Fighting against someone so weak is a disappointment. All you've done is bore me.
He unleashes a fearsome wave of magic, forcing Professor Swan towards the edge of the roof. As the bulb sputters above you, you sense a few tendrils of strength returning to you. I can feel my magic. I'll cast a spell, yell at Rafe, struggle, cast a spell. I'm not out of this fight yet. Sun magic erupts from your restrained hands, hitting Rafe square in the back. He stumbles but doesn't fall. You glare as he spins around to face you, even as you feel your magic fading once again. You shouldn't turn your back on either of us, Rafe. Begone! Professor Swan darts forward, sending dual spells at Rafe. One races towards him, and the other arches around him towards the machine. He casts both aside with a flick of his wrist, and then he makes a slicing motion while letting out a cry of triumph. Ha! Rafe's spell severs Professor Swan's leg at the knee. It falls to the floor in a puddle of blood. Ah! She stumbles, and Rafe blasts her with one last spell, sending her skidding across the rooftop. Professor Swan! Alice, I'm sorry for letting you two down. Professor Swan slumps unconscious, and your own vision begins to darken as your magic is drained down to the dregs. No, this can't be it.
Yes, this power. I've never felt so much magic before. The refractionary power is nearly in my grasp.
The shadows slip across the moon, turning it blood red and signaling the beginning of the end. Rafe's cackles of glee fill the air, but grow fainter and fainter. Not the eclipse. You're swallowed by darkness. The rumble of thunder and Rafe's cries of celebration seem to come from miles away. You hear a clock toll midnight. The machine hums above you. Alice, I'm sorry. I couldn't protect you. You reach for Alice's hand. Me too. You feel a spark when your fingers brush. Ah! Alice takes your hand and squeezes, and suddenly magic rushes into you. How's this even possible? Don't worry about the how, just use it. Unleash my power. Ah! Massive power pulses out of you, and the machine begins to emit a keening whine as it fractures and malfunctions. You tried to tap into the power of a super magician. Saying. The machine explodes, sending shrapnel and sparks of magic whipping around you. The bonds strapping you to the table shatter, and the rooftop crumbles to pieces, plummeting you, Alice, and Rafe into the lab below. Ah!
You damn children!
Rafe flies straight towards Atlas, murder in his eyes. Fall, catch Atlas, blast Rafe. Your magic bursts out of you stronger than anything you've ever felt before. Get away from my brother! Your magic buffets Rafe, sending him crashing into a wall. Ah! Just as you're about to hit the ground, Atlas claps his hands together. Fluton! Weightlessness rushes through you. You hover just above the floor. Ezekiel, the ceiling's going to keep collapsing. You have to save your friend. Spins as Rafe hits him with a spell from behind. Ah! Negative life. Oh, crap. Atlas! I'll hold off Rafe while you make sure nobody gets crushed. Go! He rockets towards Rafe while you scour the wreckage for your friends. You spot Beckett, Shreya, and Griffin lying unconscious as the boulders crash to the ground all around them. Are none of you gonna wake up? Better act fast. One of those boulders is gonna hit them. I should levitate the boulders away, grab my friend, smash the falling boulders. Levitate the boulders away. Hang on, guys. You summon a gale that intercepts the boulders and sets them down on the other side of the lab. You dive in, drag your friends to safety, and then look around for Zeph. Over there! As Atlas parries a blow from Rafe, you spot Zeph, half buried beneath slabs of metal. Broken vials litter the rubble, and corrosive potions drip towards him. Lift the metal away, siphon away the potions, burn the potions. Lift the metal away. Hang in there, Zeph. The heavy plates pinning his legs slide off of him, and you rush to push the rest of the rubble aside. You pull Zeph free and carry him over to the rest of your friends. Just then, another chunk of ceiling caves in across the lab. Professor Swan's body topples from the roof, plunging to the ground. Attack her? Why would I want to attack her? You desperately reach out for her, and powerful energy crackles from your hands. Hold on, Professor. Holy crap, what was that? The magic calms, enveloping Professor Swan in a rainbow light that floats her to safety among your friends. That's everyone. Alice, how are you doing? Sprint towards Atlas, heart hammering. Your friends and Alice are all okay. Dynamite defense! Alice, are you okay? Surprisingly, yeah. He whips a trickle of blood from the corner of his mouth and smirks at Rafe. You've done all this gloating, Rafe, but me and Ezekiel are still here.
Don't let your luck go to your head. I'll rid the world of you soon enough.
I don't know about that. It seems like you're full of hot air. He sends a scorching blast of air at Rafe, who bellows at it as it whips over him. Ah! Ezekiel, we have to finish him. You both sprint at Rafe, but he throws a hand into the air.
Not so fast, Ezekiel. I've been saving this for you.
I'm honored. I'm actually honored. They share the same universe. A mutated creature bursts into the lab and hurls straight for you. Holy... You dodge, but the monster follows, dripping blood and gore as it scrambles after you. In your periphery, you see Atlas engage in a fierce standoff against Rafe. Have the monster entrenched, crush the monster under the rubble, help Atlas. Crush the monster. You're no match for this. You crumble what's left of the ceiling, and avalanches over the creature, pinning it beneath the massive boulders. It struggles in vain. Ha! Too easy. Ezekiel, I need backup. Atlas tries to get closer to you, but Rafe pulls him back with a gust of wind.
Where do you think you're going, my dear child? I believe you and I were in the middle of something.
Leave him alone. You dash towards Atlas, but Rafe laughs.
Slow down, Ezekiel. Why don't you take a moment to catch your breath?
You suddenly are enveloped in a massive sphere of frigid water. You gasp and clamp your mouth shut, desperately holding on to the last of your oxygen. I have to get out of here and help Atlas. Yeah, I don't know the Hydra breath. I have to think of a way out of this. The flame spell. Conjure a flame in your hands, but it flickers weakly. Running out of air. Come on, don't burn out. The flame suddenly grows brighter, growing to an enormous size and evaporating the water around you. Ezekiel, he's trying to keep us separated from each other. Atlas dive out of a spell before you can move towards him, and hand closes around your ankle.
You're coming with us.
A man pulls you into a puddle on the floor into the pitch black darkness. Ah! You spit out of the portal into a dank cavern lit with an eerie glow. Two of Wraith's lackeys power up spells, magic swirling around them. Hope you like the ambience.
Because you're going to be here for a long time.
You throw yourself to the ground just before the shards of metal and rock stab into you. When you scramble back to your feet, your captors are already running at you, magic glowing in their palms. I'll use resin spell, flame spell, fisher spell, or no spell. Let's try resin. You sense the sap in the ancient tree above you and use water and wood to draw it to the surface. Rathina. Sap floods out of the tree, streaming through the air towards you. It crystallizes into a massive shield in front of you. Ha! She sends a wall of flame at you, but it glances off your shield. The fire scorches the ground, but you remain untouched. My turn. Rathina. Your shield liquefies and shoots at your captors, coating them in sap. With a snap of your fingers, the sap hardens and traps them in place. Ah!
That's not enough to stop us.
He smashes magic-infused fist into the resin, shattering it. Then he does the same to free his partner. You dart across the cavern, spells crash into the walls around you. Why are you doing this? Wraith's a murderer!
Rafe Highmore can't be stopped by the likes of you.
Rafe Highmore is the greatest attuned who ever lived. As the two shout, you notice a strange glaze over the man's eyes, and his partner's too. They have no idea what they're doing. Rafe has them under a thrall. The moon spell would have helped me out here. Oh, bite me. Looks like we're doing this the hard way. Fisher spell. Watch your step. The entire cavern lurches from side to side as you conjure a gigantic earthquake that tears the floor open. The lackeys stumble and fall to the ground, and you deftly dart around them back to the portal. Atlas's howls of pain filter through the portal behind your captors. Ah! Atlas! You lunge for the portal as Atlas's voice abruptly goes silent. You arrive back at the lab just in time to see him collapse.
Ha ha! Get away from him!
You buff it, Rafe, again, back before he can deal Atlas another blow, then run to his side and help him to his feet. He leans heavily against you, breathing hard. About time. I thought you were leaving. All the fun to me.
Damn you, twins!
Rafe lets out a roar of fury, and the entire building warps and sways. Magical energy swirls towards him, as though being sucked into a whirlpool.
You won't leave here alive!
The energy lifts him into the air, twisting around him like the eye of a hurricane. Debris fly around the lab, and you lurch as you try to stay on your feet. He's losing control. No, he's gathering his strength for the final blow. He's going to use all of his magic in one go. Get to safety. Grab Atlas and pull him behind the desk. We don't have much time before he unleashes his attack, but we can't rush him right now. All that unstable magic could really mess us up. He takes a moment to get a good look at you. You've impressed Atlas by holding your own in the battle. Cakewalk. We shouldn't have any trouble, though. Look at you. The most powerful toon in the world has hardly left a scratch on you. Maybe not, but this isn't over yet. Although he's had a few scrapes and bruises, Atlas still looks determined. If there's anyone Rafe should be scared of, it's you. You're basically indestructible. No sweat, Atlas is holding up well. Damn straight. Atlas, we can't lose. We won't. Hell no we won't. This freak won't hurt anyone else ever again. He's finally met his match. We just have to figure out how to defeat a superpowered murderer. Rafe continues to scream uncontrollably as he gathers more and more strength. It's weird. He strapped us to the table to suck out the magic and unlock refractory power, but I don't think he's using it. I just don't get it. No matter what we throw at him, he just fixes himself with blood magic and keeps going. Calm down a second. You felt that weird power inside of you during the fight, too, haven't you? Think back to the energy that rushed into you when Rafe's machine exploded. I felt it, but what the hell is it? Who cares? If we can both feel it, then we could probably use it. It's our best chance. That's gotta be why Rafe is trying to keep us apart. If we work together, we might be able to figure it out. You search for the power crackling within you and find it buried even deeper than the sun magic at your core. But even as you reach it, you feel it fading. You hold your hand out to Atlas. This is how it happened the first time. Do you think it'll work again? Only one way to find out. As the clouds part and the moonlight shines, once again, Atlas reaches for your hand. You take his hand and you're overwhelmed by the feeling of magic filling you to the brim. Hey, Rafe. Let's end this. For good this time. You leap out from your hiding spot to face Rafe. Overwhelming power crackles at your fingertips. Well, he's in the air. Why not? Roar! Your magic bursts out of you with a life of its own, tearing Rafe down and consuming him in a whirling refractionary spower. It pins him to the far wall, and Alice runs towards him with a spell building in his hands. Eat this, you crusty old demon. Alice's energy joins yours, launching Rafe into the bookcases. Books topple over him, and he twitches feebly beneath them. Let's deal the final blow, Ezekiel. Moon magic swirls around Atlas, and you call upon the sun magic rolling in your core. Blast him. It's over. Suck it, Rafe. And don't you dare try to hurt anyone else ever again. The energies combine in midair, twining together and fracturing into a million colors. It lifts Rafe off his feet and slams him against the archway. He lands with a sick crunch amidst the rubble, barely stirring. As the refractionary energy leaves your body, you sway, suddenly feeling the full extent of your injuries. Ezekiel. Alice catches you, but you shrug off his hold. It's okay, I can do this. Just make sure everyone else is okay. Atlas gives you a worried look, but you avoid his eyes and haul over to Rafe, each breath rattling in your throat. You don't have the strength for a final word with Rafe. Really? But don't worry, we got enough strength to talk. I wish I had enough strength to tell you what a monster you are. You black out for a second, catching yourself on the desk.
Pathetic child. Your victory isn't even triumphant.
Maybe not, but it's enough. You lift your hand to cast a final blow, but hesitate. Even as you look into Rafe's bloodshot eyes, you can't call upon your magic to end things.
Stupid child. Too soft to see things through.
He isn't stupid. The reason Ezekiel hasn't killed you yet is because he's good, which you'll never understand. You look over at Atlas, who nods at you. He doesn't deserve your mercy, Ezekiel, but if you can't handle finishing him off, I'll do it for you. You don't need to eat his blood on your hands. So, yeah. Let's think about this for about 12 seconds, shall we? This is a man who tried to kill my friends. This is a man who tried to kill the professor. This is a man who has corrupted and manipulated everyone around us. And by everyone, I mean the dean. For all we know, it may be others involved. We just haven't found them out yet. And, again, you tried to kill me and my brother. So, yeah, I will end him. You glare down at Rafe, your disgust fueling your rage. You don't deserve to breathe a moment longer, Rafe. And I'll rest easy knowing that your final moments were spent pathetic and broken like the trash you are. As you look down at Rafe's ruined form, magic surges through you. But it isn't sun magic. Your secondary attunement rears up. Good riddance, Rafe. A current of flame sparks to life before you, rapidly growing into an enormous twister that rips towards Rafe with scorching fury. You watch the flesh and muscle start to burn from his bones before your eyes. Ah! As your magic fully envelops him, a bright light flares out over the lab. As a scream dies out, you think you catch a whisper.
You have no idea what you started.
The light fades and Rafe crumbles to dust before you. That's it, then. The end. Alice walks away and you stare at Rafe's ashes for a while. It's over. It's really over. Sometime later, Alice taps you on the shoulder and you shake yourself, trying to process everything that just happened. Good news. Your friends are fine, and Swan... Well, I managed to stop the bleeding, and she's still breathing, so that's a good sign. What's that thing? He nods towards a smooth black stone and Rafe's ashes. Flecks of red glint dully from its depths. You suppress a shudder. Creepy. In a way, it's kind of pretty as well. I think it's his essence. I remember Kontos said that essences only remain behind if they've been corrupted. Rafe was definitely corrupted, to say the least. We should take it. I don't think it's a good idea to leave it lying around. If he was able to make monsters from essences, there's no way of knowing someone won't use his essence to try and bring him back. Plus, we might be able to get some answers from it. Oh my God in Christ. Add Rafe's essence to your desk to use in the journey ahead of you. It holds a clue to a new mystery that's about to unfold. Just 16 diamonds. I'll leave it. I don't want to touch it. It's pure evil. Fair enough. In that case, we should make sure it can't ever be used. Alice stomps on the essence for good measure, and the multicolored sparks shoot out of it as it crumbles, as though the fierce magic from before is helping him. It crushes the essence to pieces, then kicks them aside. Now we can rest easy knowing he'll never be able to hurt us again. Just then you hear a weak moan. No freaking way. You rush over to a slab of debris and clear it away to reveal Dean Joffe pinned underneath.
Ezekiel, Atlas.
You're alive. Quickly! Use the rubble to smack her repeatedly, till she's pulp, unfortunately.
Please, let me explain.
Oh, explain what? You double-crossing snake. Why you led us to Rafe so he could kill us? Dean Joffe wheezes, sucking in a pained breath, and speaks in a fading voice.
There is a reason, though it leaves me feeling no better for my actions.
Then explain yourself. I need to know why you did this to me, when I never did anything to you.
It was simply what Rafe wanted, and I was in a position to give it to him. He kidnapped someone I hold very dear, the threat of killing her if I didn't comply with his wishes.
So, I'm supposed to forgive you? And a smile cracks over Dean Joffe's lips, accompanied by a bubble of blood as she coughs up a laugh. She winches, but her voice gains some strength.
No, you should not. I hope you will not.
Dean Joffe rasps in a wet breath, her eyelids sliding shut for a moment, but she opens them with a visible effort.
I don't deserve your sympathy, but nonetheless, I have something to ask of you. She's still missing. She's out there, somewhere, and I won't be able to rescue her.
Who? Who is she? Can you tell us where she is?
I don't know where. She's been gone so long.
I can't believe this. Despite everything you've done to us, you're asking us to go on a wild goose chase for you.
I understand your reluctance, but please, allow me to show you what happened that night. My words are failing, but I can show you. My memory.
Allow Jean Joffe to show you the events that led her to betrayal and gain a clue about the person Rafe kidnapped from her. Nope. I think if you tried to do magic right now, I'd kill you. Jean Joffe lets out a weak chuckle.
I'm already dead. Not from these injuries, but my broken heart. Knowing how many people I failed.
She holds out a trembling hand, dangling from her fingers as a golden locket. You reach for it, but she holds it out to Atlas instead.
You are more capable. I trust you not to lose it.
Oh! 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 Oh. Okay. Right. Alice takes the locket, stunned, and Dean Joffe's hand drops heavily to the floor. Yeah, he's more capable. You kiss my lily white.
I know trying to save someone I love doesn't excuse my actions, but you have no idea how important she is. Please, find the girl. Save her.
Last word is a breath of air, and her lips are still. Her glassy eyes stare up at the night sky, unseeing. All is silent. She's gone. And no feels, no cares whatsoever from me. You tear your eyes from Dean Joffe's lifeless body. Look at the picture inside the locket. A young girl. The picture is faded, as though with age, making the image hard to see clearly. Wonder if it's Dean Joffe's daughter. Do you think we can actually find her? Do you want to? And help this witch? As if. Still, whoever this kid is, she doesn't deserve to be kidnapped. I think Dean Joffe really loved her, but what if she's in trouble? Before that, we have to worry about ourselves. Atlas stumbles and sinks to his knees. I did too much magic. I think I'm a blackout. At the last of the adrenaline wears off, your battered body can no longer hold you up. You collapse onto the ground, hitting your head on the stone. Okay. You taste blood in your mouth, your entire body feels shattered. Atlas breathes shyly beside you, and you can just make out your friends and Professor Swan in the corner of the room. Tim appears from the ether and limps up to you. He curls up beside you to comfort you. Please, everybody just hold on. As unconsciousness slips in, it's a welcome reprieve from the horrors you've experienced tonight. Your pain, sorrow, wash away into the darkness. You did not keep Rafe's essence. No shit, Pixelberry. Ah, well, I don't know what I was expecting. Oh, hi there! So I hope you all did enjoy the video. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Head down the description below, links to social media, Discord, and a few links to support me and my content. And without further ado, hey! We're going to be streaming on Twitch later this evening. You should come join. Have a laugh, have a blast, have some fear. Because we're streaming Metro Last Light with Metro Exodus right after. So without further ado, thank you all for tuning in, and, well, enjoy this ending. Peace.
me down. Lost my thoughts, feel like I could drown. No, no, can't have it now. Buried